Local officials whose communities are being overwhelmed by hordes of illegal immigrants who are being dropped off by the Biden administration. Texas is providing charter buses to send these illegal immigrants who have been dropped off by the Biden administration to Washington, D.C. We are sending them to the United States Capitol, where the Biden administration will be able to more immediately address the needs of the people that they are allowing to come across our border. The border does not come cheap. Securing the border would cost Texas nothing if the federal government was doing its job. But because Joe Biden is not securing the border, the state of Texas is having to step up and spend Texas taxpayer money doing the federal government's job. Texans have the backbone and the will to secure a border, two things that Joe Biden does not have.
So there's Governor Greg Abbott of Texas talking about that bus full of migrants that he planned to send to DC at the doorsteps of the Capitol, because maybe President Biden can handle it because we're tired of having to handle his issues at the border. So he went through with this plan. And let's get to some of the details of why he was doing this and the political stunt, because we have a couple of political stunts from Abbott just for today. But this first one starts with, he said there's a group of undocumented migrants that were arrived in the nation's capital on Wednesday after he sent them there. That was a bus that was sent by him and is part of the Republican governor's strategy to oppose the Biden administration's rescinding of a Trump-era border policy. So Abbott, he's running for re-election. That's part of why he's doing this. He said last week that he had directed the Texas Division of Emergency Management to charter buses to transport the migrants to DC. Well, Texas should not have to bear the burden of the Biden administration's failure to secure our border. So right back to that. Now, by the way, Press Secretary Jen Psaki for the Biden administration was pointing out some things here. There's some holes in this argument. So she said during a press conference that the people arriving in DC have all been processed by the US Customs and Border Protection. So it's nice that the state of Texas is helping them get to their final destination as they wait for the outcome of their immigration proceedings, is what Psaki said. So again, if you think about it, Abbott had no comment about the status of these folks that he's sending. It's just, we're sick of this porous border and we're gonna send these illegal aliens. Well, they've been processed already. They're waiting for the immigration status, so they're here and they're already recognized as being here. So again, more to the stunt. But even more so, the fun part about this, once they were in the Union Station out there in DC after their long bus trip from Texas to there was a reporter from, I believe it was Newsmax, that interviewed a few of these folks in there. And she found out some of the benefits of this bus trip. Watch.
That they know that they are a prop in all of this, but they wanted to come anyway because this allows them to get a ticket to where they're going. Some of these migrants told me that they want to go on to Miami. They said they are very excited to be here. They feel welcomed. We're here in the food court at Union Station, where a lot of them have been getting something to eat because this was a 34-hour bus ride, which they did tell me that they received food and drinks, but it's been a very long journey, and now they're going to be departing to other destinations. Catholic Charities has been on hand to assist them with their efforts. But I want to sit down with this group of migrants a little bit here to talk about their journey. Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Bien, gracias a Dios.
¿Cómo se llama?
José Alejandro.
Se siente? How do you feel?
Muy bien, gracias a Dios. Gracias a Dios que llegamos.
Destination finalmente?
Miami.
Destination finalmente is Miami. Now, he was in Texas, that gentleman that she was talking to there. Now he's in DC, significantly closer to Miami. So thanks for the trip, thanks for the free ride. We're getting where we need to go. So Greg Abbott's doing a little bit of work there for migrants there, David. What's going on? What's your thought?
First of all, I'm impressed by the Spanish from the Newsmax reporter there. I think she could probably get a better job if she knows Spanish. But look, apart from the comedy of this, I don't think we should lose sight of the fact that Greg Abbott did this political stunt that is at the heart. You are affecting actual human lives. Like, his intention here wasn't to help them, even though that's what happened. But even though that wasn't his intention, we should still recognize here how horrible of a person you have to be to do a political stunt like this that just is impacting a group of people that you clearly don't care about at all, and will do whatever you can to try and raise your or gain some political points in the process here. I mean, this is the same guy that had that issued an executive order to investigate parents of transgender children for child abuse. So this is a person who has absolutely, just no soul, will do whatever he can to try and prop him up in the eyes of conservative voters. And this is another example of that.
Well, it seems to be the going strategy right now because, okay, at least it matches up with what they always thought. These folks are expendable, they're not real people. They have nowhere that they can go. They have no reason why they're here except to commit crimes. Because that was the beginning of Donald Trump's entire presidential process when he went down that escalator and he said, they're criminals, they're drug dealers. And also somehow he thinks that they're only Mexican folks, or they have nowhere else they can go except for right there. So whatever reason that this guy has to go to Miami, we'll see, but now it's apparently, since this is the words of Republicans, it's Ron DeSantis' problem now because that's where he's ending up. So I guess there's the thought that they're just these animals, which they've also been called as well by Republicans, that don't know what they can do once they're in one place. You just drop them and they're gonna hang out at the steps of the Capitol and never move. It's ridiculous. But again, it goes into the mindset of what they think of these humans. They don't think they're humans.